Hi friends, so a lot of you were asking for me to do a tutorial on the wave to help you along as you're creating your art, so here we go. We are going to be recreating our own great wave inspired by Hokusai's paint. Actually, it wasn't a painting, it was a print of his great wave in the 36 installments about Mount Fuji and the waves that were threatening that part of Japan. Okay, so we're going to start with a curl that kind of comes up from the middle of the paper and then go back to the line and make a wavy line to connect the top. And then we're going to do another curl that kind of comes down, and that's the wave that's connecting to the rest of the ocean. So as you can see, I'm going and I'm just making these little spirals that go all the way across. And they're not really connected right now. They don't really look like waves, but what I'm gonna do is just make these wavy lines that kind of connect the ends. And it doesn't look like it yet, but as I keep going and as I keep connecting all of these, it's going to create a really fun pattern using different lines to make my art more interesting. So I have, now you can see it kind of looks like a connection of curly, maybe sea foamy waves there. I'm also going to add a different kind of wave at the bottom. This is the more common one that we do when we're studying line. And then I'm going to go in and just add a couple little lines for texture and to make my art interesting. The cool thing about art is that sometimes right at the beginning it doesn't really look like much, but as you keep going, your art is going to start evolving and looking more like a completed piece of artwork. I'm adding these curved lines to show the direction of my wave. And now I'm going to go in and I'm going to start creating the middle ground and the background of my artwork. So in the back of mine, I'm going to draw Mount Fuji, which is just kind of an up and down line there, just like a mountain. I'm going to add a couple lines for detail. And then the ocean, which is going to be right up against the mountain there. That line that I started a little bit higher up, going straight across, that's going to be the land. So I've got the ocean and I've got the land. So now I can see in the front, I've got the waves. In the middle, I've got the ocean. And then in the background, I've got the mountain and the land. And then I'm also going to make mine at night. So mine's going to be the moon and some clouds. So as you can see, just kind of adding things to your picture will make the whole thing start to come together. You could use different kinds of lines if you want, different types of waves. You can put different things in the background. Maybe it's not a mountain, maybe it's a cityscape, maybe it's trees, maybe it's a big sea monster coming out of the ocean. Maybe you're drawing boats, whatever you want that's going to make it, your own piece of art. I just grabbed some crayons that I had laying around to add color to mine. One thing I know that when we're coloring, we want to try to color lightly, otherwise your hand is going to get really tired really fast. So one thing I know that we work on is when we're coloring with crayons, we hold the crayon loosely and try to stay in the lines as much as you can. But the nice thing about when you're coloring lightly is that you can go in and you can add different layers of color to your crayon, to your coloring. So right now I'm just choosing different colors just because I think it adds a lot of fun and dimension to the artwork when we pick different colors, and our eye kind of has a fun way to look around the paper and to take in the different colors and the different textures. Okay, with the wave part, let me finish coloring this piece right here. I added a little bit of green because you know what? The ocean does have green in it too. And I think it was a nice contrast with the light blue and the dark blue. Okay, so my wave, I just grabbed a gray crayon, or you could use any color crayon and just color lightly around the edges. It kind of makes a shadow almost of the white foam of the wave coming down. And then I add a little bit of blue just because we know it's still water and I like to add that dimension to it. And then you could even grab a little bit darker blue and make underneath the wave a little bit darker blue. That's like a shadow almost. So we can use our crayons kind of like we use our pencils to add shadows and shading just by making things a little bit darker or adding different colors. Okay, so I skipped ahead a little just to finish this up because I think that y'all can add the color if you have colors at home. If you don't, please don't worry about adding them. Your artwork is beautiful just the way you made it. If you want to get your crayons out, if you have some and you want to color, then by all means, go ahead and you can use this to help you, or you can just use your own imagination to add color. And the sky, I think I just did a mix of pinks and purples and blues and almost like a galaxy type sky, because I like adding all those colors together. Just color very lightly, and that's pretty much it. So I can't wait to see what y'all are creating. I know some of the different waves and the examples that I showed are different than the one that I did here. So if you did a different wave, that's so cool. I can't wait to see it. I hope that this tutorial helped you a little bit in putting the whole picture together. And I can't wait to see what you guys are working on. Okay, have fun.